Hey friends, welcome back for our Day 4 update on the Corrupting Cry Guardian for the Keepers League launch. Now, the build has gone through some major upgrades in the past 24 hours. Yesterday we started the stream off by fighting Eater and Exarch and getting the Void Stones from them so that we could advance our Atlas a little bit. And then we advanced the Atlas and then went straight into Essence farming, which we used to make a ton of upgrades. I wanted to go over some of those upgrades real quick. A lot of our gear has not changed. Our staff, helmet, amulet, ring, body armor, and gloves are all still the same. They all still need to be upgraded in some sort of way. We are now using this Circle of Guilt, which I showed yesterday that I got for 90C, which was an incredible price. And that is giving us a ton of damage. And then we upgraded our boots for more res, the same amount of movement speed, and a little bit of dex and int, which is helping us with our attributes. Now, most of the upgrades that happened yesterday happened on our passive tree. So we switched around some of our pathing. We no longer take this route and go up here. We needed those points to put them elsewhere, so we went back to taking this path and going up for the life only. One major upgrade we made is right down here. We have an impossible escape for Call to Arms. This was 10 chaos and is hugely beneficial to us because we go down here to Call to Arms and we get 2 Warcry cooldown recovery rates and Natural Authority, which makes enemies that we Warcry near take 8% increased damage. We also grabbed a Brutal Restraint, Timeless Jewel, and this one we didn't really need to get anything beneficial, but I went and looked for some beneficial things. I think I spent 60 to 90 chaos on this, and we get some minion damage, some dexterity, and increased duration of elements, which does nothing for us. Next up, we added in a large cluster jewel. This large cluster jewel should eventually have notables. We weren't able to get the notables on this go round, so we just took what we could when we started running out of alts, and we landed here. We still need to have this reservation efficiency over here, but we're going to pick up this medium jewel socket as well. And then the last major upgrade actually came from rune grafts. So you can see I have 3 rune grafts here across the tree. And I was waiting to get these because I didn't know what the price would be on them, but I started looking around. The Rune Graft of the Fortress is giving us a nice chunk of global defenses at the cost of reduced attributes, so a little bit of a price to pay, but we get a ton of defense out of it. Rune Graft of Treachery is giving us increased reservation efficiency, which is super important to this build. That increase in efficiency meant we could finally switch out efficacy for brutality, and we were able to buy an awakened brutality for pretty cheap, so we grabbed that as well. And last, something that really surprised me yesterday, we grabbed the Rune Graft of the Gemcraft. Now, last league this Rune Graft was really expensive. This league it is 100 chaos, or it was yesterday. So 100 chaos for a +1 to our Corrupting Cry, which is a huge increase in damage for us, so obvious pick, and we went ahead and grabbed it as soon as we saw that it was 100 chaos. And I think that's about it for the updates today. Next steps for the passive tree, which is where a lot of our upgrades are going to be happening. We're going to grab this medium jewel socket and probably move over Impossible Escape to here, because we want this open for a Light of Meaning later. We need to pick up a Light of Meaning here and an Unnatural Instinct here, so we'll be working toward that today. Unnatural Instinct isn't too expensive, it's about 400 something chaos. Light of Meaning, on the other hand, is somewhere around 1200 or 12 divines. So those two are really the only upgrade plans for today outside of gear, so let's talk about that. My gear right now is awful. These gloves have effectively life and lightning res, and that is the only thing I'm really gaining from these. I need to replace these with a lot more resistances and more life. My belt makes me pretty sad right now. I want life and 2 resistances as well as the regen energy, so we're gonna try and work toward that as well today. I really need to upgrade this ring to just be better overall. Hopefully we can get a triple res ring on an amethyst base so that we have a little bit of chaos res and a little bit of all res coming from that ring. Also, health on this ring would be very nice. Our helmet and body armor need to be upgraded as well, but I'm less inclined to do those upgrades sooner, as they are going to be a little more on the pricey side, and that is because we're going to be using Essence of Loathing for both of them, which means that I can't guarantee a res on either one, and I have to fight those suffixes for other mods. Our amulet currently has no life on it, and I would really like to have that life. The problem there is that I need the charisma anoint, so I don't think I'm going to be upgrading that anytime soon either. Alright, so jumping into a map, let's look at what the build actually plays like. So our war cry is going off much more often now, which is very nice for just running maps. That right around once per second, we're doing a war cry, and one war cry is enough to take out. Some blues will take a little longer, and rares will sometimes take 2, like that one right there. But overall, it's feeling pretty good, and we've got plenty of damage that we can gain from our last couple of upgrades. Unfortunately, they are a bit expensive, but plenty still yet to do. Alright, so now we're at the map boss. Map boss is pretty straightforward. This one is possessed. So can do surprising amounts of damage. But we're good to go. Alright. It looks like in this map we got one of these breaches. I like these a lot more, and I think they're a lot more satisfying and rewarding. However, I have had some people ask about the defense version, and it is so as we get more damage and warcry faster, they will feel better and better. But the fact is that oddly enough, a screen-wide AoE is not enough to make those feel good. It's kind of unfortunate, and maybe the changes will help with that, because a lot of the monsters seem to latch on to the what's her name? Aelith. A lot of the monsters seem to latch on to Aelith really hard in those defense things, so maybe with the updates it'll be a little better, because Warcry should be taunting them, but it doesn't seem like it always takes. Yeah, these are fun to me. A little hectic, a little chaotic, a lot of fun, and very rewarding for the Graft Blood. Right, and that is kind of the state of the build. So next steps are upgrading our gear and finishing out these quests. So we need to go fight the Maven and the Elder, so we'll be doing that today. Today's all about advancing our Atlas and fixing our gear, which is all pretty terrible. Benefit of that is it's going to increase our life, which will make us feel tankier, and I'm always for that. If you want to check that out, I'll be live streaming here soon. Come by the stream either on Twitch or here on YouTube. Don't forget, if you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how your build is going and what your second build might be. I'm already thinking about mine. I'm actually already leveling mine. If you want to keep up with that, stick around. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.